I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan, in a devout Muslim household. Faith, family, and community were everything. The rhythm of our lives was structured around prayer, Quranic study, and the expectations of a tightly knit community that measured success in devotion and reputation. From an early age, I learned that appearances mattered almost as much as the heart, that one's honor was bound to how others perceived our family. My father, Omar Hassan, was a man of quiet authority, respected in our neighborhood and at the mosque. My mother, Fatima, was gentle but firm, instilling discipline and piety in her daughters. I had Nadia, my younger sister, and together we were taught that obedience, respect, and religious devotion were the pillars upon which we would build our lives. Yet even in a house built on love, betrayal can fester quietly. The first crack appeared when Papa died in 2008. What should have been a time of mourning became a battlefield over inheritance. Nadia, my sister, had manipulated the situation to take nearly everything. The rest of us, me, my mother, other siblings, received almost nothing. I confronted Nadia. She didn't deny it. Instead, she justified herself, telling me that Papa had wanted her to have it because she had helped him the most. She accused me of jealousy, saying that if I truly trusted Allah's plan, I wouldn't care about material wealth. The betrayal cut deep. It was like a physical wound, one that never fully healed. We fought viciously, accusations, insults, curses, and then, like a dam breaking, our relationship collapsed. For 18 years, Nadia and I lived in the same city, attended the same mosque, shopped at the same stores, and never spoke. We passed each other without making eye contact. Our children grew up as strangers. People around us whispered, tried to reconcile us. Community elders, our mother before she died, friends who loved both of us. But I held firm. I told myself I had forgiven her in my heart, but I could not have a relationship with someone who betrayed me so profoundly. I was convinced Allah would judge between us, but deep down I had not forgiven her at all, not even close. This bitterness did not stop with Nadia. Hanan, my former best friend, betrayed me as well. For 10 years, we were inseparable. Friends, prayer partners, confidants. I shared my deepest fears with her, struggles in my marriage, doubts about faith, worries about my children. I believed she was a safe space. 2 months later, everything I had shared became gossip in our community. My private pain became public. People looked at me differently. They whispered. They judged. And when I confronted Han, she justified her actions. She said I was dramatic, that I was unforgiving, that I was too sensitive. Our friendship died that day. 8 years later, we existed in the same social circles, smiling politely when necessary, but the closeness was gone, murdered by betrayal and my refusal to forgive. There were countless other wounds, too many to name. Betrayals, slights, offenses, grievances. I kept a mental ledger of every wrong. I prayed 5 times a day, fasted, gave charity, wore hijab, memorized the Quran. I looked righteous. I was devout. I did everything a faithful Muslim woman should do. Yet my heart was hardening. Each act of devotion became armor, shielding me from vulnerability, from reconciliation, from humility. And underneath, I was poisoning myself. Then came the hardest blow. My daughter, Layla. Layla was brilliant, strong-willed, and beautiful in spirit. By 16, she had memorized the entire Quran. She was president of the Muslim Student Association at the University of Michigan. She was my pride, my joy, the evidence that I had done everything right as a mother. I had poured my life into guiding her, praying for her, teaching her to love Allah, to value faith, family, and community. And then she turned 22. It was an ordinary afternoon when she came home, calmly, firmly. She had fallen in love with a Christian man named David. They wanted to marry. My chest tightened as I listened. Shock, disbelief, fear, and shame collided inside me. I said immediately, absolutely not. It's harem. Forbidden. For months we argued. I restricted her freedom, monitored her calls, and tried every means to prevent the inevitable. But my attempts failed. One day the call came. She had eloped, married him. The shame was unbearable. In our tight-knit Muslim community, it was the ultimate scandal. Omar was asked to step down from the mosque board. Our reputation collapsed. People whispered, some judged, others were openly critical. I also held unforgiveness for Nadia Hanan and dozens of others who had hurt me over the years. It had become my identity. I wore it like armor, fed it like a pet, justified it with scripture, tradition, religion. I prayed, fasted, gave charity, wore hijab, memorized the Quran, but nothing mattered. My prayers, good deeds, and devotion seemed hollow. The poison of unforgiveness consumed me. And then it happened. My heart stopped. Thursday, November 14th, 2025, in few minutes to 3 p.m. I was at Kroger selecting tomatoes. Suddenly pain struck, crushing, overwhelming. It felt as though steel cables wrapped around my chest, tightening with superhuman force. My legs gave out. My hand dropped the tomato. I collapsed next to the banana display. My vision blurred. Sounds faded into echoes. I wanted to call for help, to tell them I was okay, but I couldn't. Darkness was closing in. My last conscious thought was a prayer for mercy, for my good deeds to be enough, and then everything changed. I opened my eyes. I wasn't in the grocery store. I wasn't standing on any floor. I was in a space between existence and non-existence. My body was clothed in glowing white, smooth, young, free of ailment. The pain was gone. And then I felt him before I saw him. Jesus. Not the prophet I had been taught about, not Eza, but Jesus as described by Christians, radiant with holiness, love, truth, and authority. His gaze held every moment of history, every soul, every sin, every tear. I knew immediately. He was God. Amina, he said. I fell to my knees. Every justification evaporated. Every excuse turned to ash. He raised his hand and I saw my heart. Dark, tar-like, poison. Unforgiveness, the sin that had consumed me. This is what unforgiveness looks like. This is what it does to a human soul, he said. I protested weakly. I reminded him of my prayers, fasting, charity, devotion, every act of piety. He showed me. They bounced off a closed door. Every good work, every sacrifice, worthless. Forgive, or you will not be forgiven. All truth is my truth. Your heart, not your religion, determines your eternity, he said. He revealed the perspectives of Nadia Han and Layla. I felt their struggles, fears, motives, love, humanity. They weren't evil. They were flawed like me. And I had no right to withhold forgiveness. Because I forgave you, he said. I begged to return. He warned. It would be hard. Ridicule, rejection, family opposition. I said yes. I had to. I woke in the hospital, 20 minutes dead, miraculously alive. Doctors called it unprecedented. A miracle, but not in the way they thought. Physically healed, spiritually transformed, emotionally terrified. I started with Layla. I'm so sorry, I said. I let unforgiveness poison my heart. I love you. I forgive you, she sobbed, embraced me. Next, Nadia. One by one, I released every grudge, every wound. Peace flooded in. The darkness dissolved. Then came the hardest part, sharing my story. At Friday Jummah prayer, I told the congregation everything. Jesus, the near-death experience, the unforgiveness, the warning, silence, shock, fallout. People walked out, called me liar, deceiver, shaitan touched. Friends unfriended me. Family rejected me. Community abandoned me. Omar wrestled, loved me, read the Bible, began believing. Our children followed different paths. Layla and Zainab joined us. Others are still processing. The transformation was undeniable. Forgiveness changed me. Thousands reach out. Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, atheists, saying, I've been holding on to unforgiveness too. I didn't realize what it was doing to me. I need to let go. I tell you now, who haven't you forgiven? Whose memory poisons your soul? That is unforgiveness. It blocks your prayers, cancels your good works, severs your connection to God. Forgive, not because they deserve it, because you need it. Only Jesus can change your heart, heal wounds, and give the strength to forgive. I was almost one of them, dying with unforgiveness. Jesus gave me a second chance. He sent me back to tell you, forgive before it's too late, before your heart stops, before you face him carrying the poison that will determine your eternity. The choice is yours. Choose forgiveness. Choose life. Choose Jesus.